Yeah, I mean, the game just requires you to be on top of it all the time. You never have baseball. You never have hitting, so you have to continually reinvest. And when I talk about strength of plan and commitment to the plan, with talent, that's what produces, these types of results against a Omaha caliber team and pitching staff. So great effort by the lineup and a lot of guys contributing. It wasn't just a Dylan and Tommy show, even though they were magnificent. I mean, everybody contributed all weekend long, which was awesome.
Is there a deficit at this point that you don't think you can come back from?
No. I'm very aware. We're never out of a game, and it's sometimes, at worst, we're going to score somewhere along the line, and there's some strategy to making the other team have to use their bullpen. And regardless, with our team and our offense, the other team's going to have to use their bullpen in any game they're ahead, or we're going to come back like we did the last 2 days.
What did you see from Alex Milazzo? He was clutch.
Yeah, he was great. That was awesome. Big-time hit. One of the staffers asked me if we should pinch hit right there, and I just said no. All we needed is a single, and all he's done is hit the ball hard and low to the middle of the field, and that's exactly what he did. And caught great, took great at bats, moved the offense, and having a 9-hole guy, whoever it is, that is turning the lineup over in front of Gavin, Trey, Dylan, and Tommy is super important, and he's done that and more.
What makes him so equipped to come through at moments like that?
Maturity. Yeah, I mean, this is his time, you know what I mean? And we have a lot of guys that this is their time. And, just the growth, the confidence, improvement, will. I mean, he's got all those things going for him right now. And really happy for him.
To get that out of Paxton Kling this weekend in those kind of moments, I mean, just what did that do, and just kind of how does he attack coming back?
Yeah, it's huge. Well, I mean, it was like a grade 2 hamstring strain. So to get back in 3.5 weeks' time is a credit to him. He's one of the best athletes I've ever coached, and him and his work ethic to what he's put in, and Josh Walker, the trainer, deserve a lot of credit for that. And now those 2 runs obviously ended up being big with the solo homers in the bottom of the 8th, and so really happy to have him back and have him as an option.
What's holding Christian back at this point?
He threw more strikes last week than he did this week. Again, it's an Omaha caliber team. That's just the bottom line. And everybody we play is an Omaha caliber team in this league. To sweep a RPI top 20 team that already has 30 wins at this point is a great accomplishment. But it's a great accomplishment because they have other players that make the game really hard. I mean, I don't know what he did on Tuesday, but Pinckney's probably got to be in a running for SEC Player of the Week. I would imagine he pushed himself up a bunch of draft boards this weekend. Seidel's a great player. I love Jim Jarvis. Really makes them go. He'll be a good pro, and then probably be a good coach someday. Dominic Temez is a great seasoned veteran hitter. Shelton, the freshman, is really good. They're athletic at the bottom. They take good at bats. I mean, it's hat tip. I mean, that's really all I got to say on that.
What was your perspective of the play with Cassetti?
We knew. I mean, he's a heavy slider guy. Literally 75% sliders and throw it in any count. So, I mean, we had talked to Alex. Kind of gave the universal anticipate the ball in the dirt and you're going to go sign. So he saw it and he took off. So honestly, I was watching Alex and he did that perfectly. But I hope Max is okay. I'm really happy that our 2 medical staffs got on that, and I know they're taking him to the hospital and all that stuff right now. But he was conscious when they were bringing him through the dugout there.
Looking ahead, Coach, what are your initial thoughts on Southeastern?
Matt Reiser's a great coach. They run the bases better than just about any program in the country. It's very ULL Kentucky Tulane style of offense. I'm really excited to go over there. Scouting them before, it looks like they got a cool little home field dynamic, and excited to get over there and play at their place. And we'll obviously have to see where we're at, health-wise and pitching-wise and all of those types of things, and probably be creative. But we're going over there to try to beat a good team, because if you don't play well, they'll beat you.
How big of a week was this for Thatcher, just to kind of have
Phenomenal.
string
Yeah.
together two
Yeah, he did
games?
great. Yeah. And, again, like it's results business and all that stuff, but we're privy to what happens between, the evaluation or the game, so to speak, and easily bet on his character, easily bet on Wes every time. Talent is exceptional, and it's just only a matter of time. And there's a lot of guys on this roster that it's only a matter of time. And because the person and the player piece match up a lot, and he's no different in that.
Would you say the guys that threw today after the starter for Alabama, 7 walks after the starter went out, would you say that was getting into the bottom of the barrel for them, or is it just?
Well, looking at it, Furtado has a big arm. He just wasn't in the zone. And when he was in the zone, he was having to throw it in the zone to Dylan and Tommy, and that kind of got us going right there. Alex, I don't know if it was a hit or an error, beating out the ball to third. Gavin, huge walk. Trey, huge walk to set the table. Dylan not trying to do too much, hits one hard to the infield. Tommy hits one hard to the infield the other way. And then you get, Beloso, bases loaded walk. Jordan, bases loaded walk. Jones, sack fly. I think I was counting. We had like 8 quality at-bats in a row or something like that during that stretch. And, so, grinding out those walks, definitely a difference in the game.
How much of that is like perception of this lineup? Guys going, I don't want to throw to Dylan, I don't want to throw to Tommy, and just really pitch themselves out of the bats, really.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I can understand it too.
Hard to nitpick like a series sweep, but there were 4 errors committed by the defense today. So how do you kind of evaluate the performance there?
Well, one was a drop fly ball by Trey Morgan, who's, I can live with losing with Trey Morgan. The other one was a ball in the last one, the pop up, and I think Jared lost it, and Ben's got to come over and take that from him. So you just fix that. Jordan, it's a tough play on the run, and he threw it away. And then the other one was Gavin going to his right. We work on that play every day, and my guess is he'll want to work on that play more tomorrow. So just address each of them individually and try to be better when they show up the next time.
When Pinckney got hit, what were you upset
I thought he
about?
swung. I thought it was a
Yeah.
check swing, yeah. And I'm just like, man, this guy's like the 3rd best hitter in the world behind our 2 guys right now, and we can't get him out, and so he's not swinging at balls, so he's not getting deceived, so he definitely swung. But it's a good crew this weekend. It's a really good umpire crew. Guy behind the plate today, I think, is one of the best in the country. And then he did what he's supposed to do, and to me, hey, you can't argue that because it's technically balls and strikes. And so I appreciated him letting me know that. I didn't appreciate that he didn't get it or the first base umpire didn't get it because I thought he swung. And with that guy, any advantage you can get and tip the count in our favor, let alone keep him off base, was a huge, huge win.
Alex Milazzo, kind of the unsung hero there with the game-winning run to break the tie, with that RBI single. So I'm just wondering, what does that mean for this lineup to have a guy like Alex performing as well as he is right now?
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Mentioned it a little earlier. He's confident, he's focused, he's determined, he's improved, and you throw all those things into there with a guy that's a good baseball player with good hand-eye coordination, and you're getting the best version of him. And, again, most of our job is between recruiting and developing. And guys develop at different times sometimes. And, I'd say he falls into that category, and somebody's asked me about this before. I think our players make their biggest improvement in their second year playing for us. Classic example of that.
Are you excited about the guys that threw twice out of this pen?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm proud of the pitching staff. Again, Omaha caliber offense, those first 6. And I don't want to disrespect anybody else because, this league is so good. But, their first 6 had put them up against anybody. And, they were matching us for a little bit in this series and early in those games against good pitchers, against our pitchers who are good pitchers. So I think you have to tip your hat to them. I think no different than we were just mentioning with the defense. Okay, what can we control? Is it executing the first pitch strikes? Is it executing 2 of the first 3 so we can throw? Is it being a little more convicted when we're trying to throw that kill pitch? But yeah, it got to the point today where Riley's been in that situation so many times, and it's just like, after last night, after tonight, it's like we're winning with him, man. It was going to be his game. So the matchup thing went out the window, and he did great. I mean, he completely poised and executed through some adversity in that last inning, and I'm really proud of him for that.
How much happier are you the fact that you now have 3-4 real left-handed options at this bullpen?
Oh my goodness, yeah. I'll tell you what, really, really happy, and they're all good. That's the thing. It's like this is not just 4 left-handers; it's 4 really good pitchers. Riley's seasoned and experienced, and probably been a part of more wins over the last 2.5 years than any pitcher in the country in terms of appearances and wins. Contributed to. Javen's obviously super talented, so it's great to get him back in the mix of this thing. I think Griffin's a future star and is a star right now, and I mean, I bet you're hard-pressed to find a freshman that's contributed at the back end of SEC games as much as he has to this point in the season. And I love Nate. We win every game Nate pitches in, and that's not a coincidence. And so really happy, and those guys are just going to have to keep working hard because we're going to go to them, and we're going to go to them a lot.
Seems like there's some stylistic differences between at least some of them. Do you sort of like that slight variation between the
Yeah, that's just being intentional about recruiting and developing, and for sure, it's a good observation, and I think that definitely helps us.
Anything else?
All right, thanks guys.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Coach, you guys now have 7 consecutive SEC games, including 2 straight SEC sweeps out of Tennessee this weekend against Alabama. We're very proud of what this team has accomplished. That's a great accomplishment.
Came in a big spot there, really. Closed the door. What was working so well for you?
All 4 of my pitches were working, and I threw them, varied them, and just try to hit my spots.
On a bases loaded jams, not just for you, this entire staff today, just the tenacity to go in there and keep everything, within yourself, but still make really good pitches. What do you say about the bullpen and Christian had to do it his start?
Yeah, I think it's just us trusting Wes to call the right pitches and just being convicted of that and trusting the guys behind me to make a play if I get weak contact or something. Just trust them.
Jay was talking yesterday about how the bullpen's performance was kind of reminiscent of last year, where y'all would just throw out like a lot of relievers and match guys up. As one of the guys in that role, I mean, did you feel the same way about that yesterday? And what do you like about being kind of a matchup guy?
I'm down to do whatever for the team, so I like it. I like extending. I like pitching, but it's fun when we do that because it's just a team effort. And like yesterday, the magic moment was the team, so we really like it like that.
What was the magic moment today?
My bases loaded, out.
What do you think about the guys that are starting to come in twice in a weekend and throwing well out of the pen?
It's good to see because it's hard to do and hard to recover from that. So it's good to see that we have extra bullets from guys.
Do you do anything particularly different, or what do you do to kind of get that bounce back from day to day with your arm?
I don't know. It's just genetics, I guess. I recover fast. Yeah.
What I mean to see, Nate Ackenhausen's your roommate, right?
Yeah.
And he's coming back.
Yeah.
And he had 2 performances this weekend. What did it mean to see him get out there more and more?
It's always good to see him do good. Just so I can't rag on him as much at home, but it's good to see.
What is the magic moment that you get? Is it just like a little scorecard after the game? Or
It's the lineup card. Yeah.
When did that start?
I did that at Arizona with him, so I think Jay's type of thing.
Okay.
Jay was saying that this offense was an Omaha caliber offense to face. So what was kind of the game plan against some of these hitters, especially guys like Pinckney and who did particularly well this weekend?
Just get ahead early and then try to work off of that and try to get them swinging.
what do you do with your magic moment card? Get framed?
I'll probably tape it up in my locker or something.
How many have you earned?
I have no idea. A few.
Is it tracked at all though? One person has the most.
Oh, I don't think it's tracked. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Riley. These guys are already up, but kind of want to build on
Really excited to have him back. Tigers beat Alabama today, but
So, I mean, you mentioned that because there was also that really scary play behind the plate with Gassetti, and I mean, it gets hot back there behind the plate, as you were just talking about. Like, what was sort of your perspective of that entire thing?
Oh, I mean, I hope he's all right. He's a great ball player. You know, they have 2 great catchers over there. I think they might have rolled 3 guys out. Catching for them, they're all very good, and that team was very competitive, man. Like, not to go away from your question or anything, but like, hats off to them because they competed their butts off, and they gave us a run for our money, and they never quit, man. That was one of the toughest lineups, in my opinion, we faced all year. From a defensive side of things, I mean, man, like Jarvis, their shorts, like their top 4 hitters were competitors. And throughout the lineup, too, man, they just moved the ball, took 2 good 2-strike at-bats, but so did we. And but back to your question, I think it's both things. It's a toughness thing, taking at-bats, like 2-strike hits, moving guys over, and just getting the job done. It's just toughness.
Alex, can you walk us through what this year has been like for you from start to finish? It's kind of a different role than what you're used to, but still having to have a leadership role at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, man, we're winning, so I'm happy. You know, I mean, I'm catching 2, maybe 3 games a week, so, but none of that matters, man. And you can ask any guy on this team, none of that matters when you're winning. Like Travinsky said it, and I don't think he could have said it any better. We're just having fun. Like, by far, this is the funnest I've had in my college career playing baseball, man. And we just got a bunch of competitors out there from the pitching staff, offensively, defensively, man. This team's full of competitors. I couldn't be happier with what we're doing right now.
Your RBI single broke the tie. What was your approach at the plate?
You know, we call it that situation right there, run at second, 2 outs. We call that a golden opportunity, you know, 2-out golden opportunity. So, you know, every at bat I try to approach the same way, you know. Look, I'm not out there trying to hit balls over the scoreboard. You know, I know who's behind me. When there's 1 run to get, I'm getting 1 run, you know. If there's a free base, I'm getting on base. If I got to lay down a bunt, I'm laying down a bunt. It doesn't matter to me as long as we win, man.
Coach Johnson talked about how another coach approached him about maybe pinch hitting for you, and he didn't even remotely think of that.
Yeah.
Just the confidence in you, what does it mean?
It means a lot, man. I think, you know, I've worked my butt off to get where I'm at. Probably had, I don't even like talking about it, but had a rough year at the plate one year, and hats off to my coaches too, man. Like they've put a lot of work in with me, and for them to have the confidence in me right there means the world to me. And if anybody else was at that plate, or if somebody subbed in to hit for me, whether it was Travinsky, I'd have been the first guy on the rail cheering him on. But as the competitor in me wants to be that guy in that situation, that's why you play the game.
How does it feel, talking about your swing, how much work you put in, and then to see not just results, really good results?
Yeah, it's cool. I gotta say, it's cool, man. It's a good feeling, you know. I like it.
What changed about your approach when Jay Johnson kind of came in? I mean, he has a big hitting background.
Yeah.
So what really changed? What do you think is working?
You know, just we built it from the ground up, you know, mental side of things, swing mechanic side of things, just everything. We got mental coaches coming in, you know, super relaxed, super confident, slow walk to the plate. That's sort of the mental side of things. And then I've always considered myself a competitor in any sport I've played growing up, and that's how my parents raised me. You know, so just kind of taking that mindset into it too, like, hey, no way this guy's beating me right here. And then swing-wise, we just simplified a lot of stuff. Coach gave me a simple plan, and just had to execute it, and it's what everybody on this team's doing so far.
Just the offense as a whole, do you think this is the best you guys are playing all season? I mean, it really sound like you guys found a groove this weekend and you're playing at your best. Is that
Yeah, I'd say one of the biggest things, we're swinging it great. Also, the bullpen did great. Couldn't be, like, being a catcher and working with the bullpen, man, I couldn't be more proud of those guys. Thatcher Hurd the other night, Griffin Herring. I'm not sure who came in after. I can't remember who came in after Griffin on Friday. Somebody came in and slammed the door, and it's been like that all weekend. You know, Coop right there at the end, man. We had some mistakes on defense, and Coop just kept competing. And so, I mean, that's just the nature of the beast right there. And when you got a team that's just competing right there, can't ask for anything else.
What's kind of been the relationship with Paul since he's come here? It seems like the more you catch him, the better it gets.
Yeah. Well, Paul's a team chemistry guy. Like, you know, just for instance, like, every start he has, he's got a new shirt with somebody's face on it, goofy picture, whatever. Like, he's running around dancing in the locker room, and you know he's super mentally locked in and super competitive when he's pitching. But when he's not pitching, what y'all might not see is the goofy side of him. He's a 6'8" child. And man, it's I love catching him. I love how competitive he is, and love him as a teammate. I'm super glad we got him. I think I don't want anybody taking it for granted what we got in him and some other guys on this team. It doesn't come along often.
With so many injuries to the staff, I mean, I think a lot of the times from the outside looking in, it looks like the bullpen might be depleted. What's your rebuttal to that?
Next guy up, let's go. Like, that's the mindset we got. Anywhere, any place, anytime, let's go. You give me these dudes in that locker room right there behind me and that coaching staff, like, we'll go to war with anybody.
What does it mean to see guys like Blake Money and Nate Ackenhausen and Riley Cooper get 2 appearances in one weekend? It's kind of what they did all last year.
Yeah, they stepped up, man. I think the message going into today was empty the tank today. Like, empty it. We got an off day tomorrow. Enjoy that off day. Then we're back competing Tuesday. And when you approach every game like how we do, it's a playoff game, and you know, we're not accepting what we would in winning when we're losing. Same thing. You know, so when you approach everything like a playoff game and guys are stepping up and they're emptying the tank, like, that was my message to every pitcher out there. Whether he had 2 more innings or 1 more inning, hey, empty the tank right here on this batter, you know, like, let's get him, let's go. And I had all the confidence in the world in them.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.